Hello, hello. I hope that you're doing well. There we go. Cool. Sorry for the delay in my stream today. I was running late and then I was having some technical difficulties when I was trying to do my setup with my audio. So I'm happy I got that. I think I got it fixed. I think we're good. Because I was able to, I could only get the music audio playing if I wasn't with my Bluetooth. Oh my god, it was like super annoying. I was like, what is happening? I need to stream. Anyways. But I'm here now, so it's all good. Hi, Erin here. Welcome to Monday's stream. I hope you're doing well today. As you can see, because I was in a rush, I didn't do my stream setup that I was trying out last week. I'm back to the other one. I don't know. I haven't decided which one I like better yet. This is good, but the other one is also nice because it has that as my background instead of like the whole wall. I don't know. I'm not sure. We still see my iPad dancing around on the top. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to stabilize this, I think, a little bit more, because sometimes when I stream it'll move around when my desk moves. We'll see. That's fine. As one learns, one will figure things out. Yeah, let me just, I think the music might be a bit loud. Turn that down a little bit. Yeah, cool. So today I'm gonna switch to this guy. Oh no, I think he switched around. Hold on a second. See, I'm telling you, I had some like crazy technical difficulties. Let me rotate this. Let me rotate you. Okay, transform. Let me rotate you. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm telling you, I don't know what happened with OBS. Some of my settings got all messed up. My mic wasn't set up. It's fine. I don't want to complain. It's okay. Anyway, so I had done this earlier today. It is part of a homework, actually, for a calligraphy class I'm taking online. Oh, and my other camera is frozen. Everything is weird today. Da, 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 da. There we go. Get a fun view of my paints. Yeah, so I have homework from a class that I'm doing with An. Starts with the letter V. Van something. I literally can't pronounce it. But yes, so it's called the Variations of Pointed Pen. And we essentially had to create a couple of alphabets that we liked that are variations on like whatever we wanted. And then the homework was like to do kind of a pattern of some kind. And her colors that she had a lot of people doing were like really in golds and black on black and whatever. It was like, I don't know, it's so sad and depressing outside with like all the no light, and it's winter time here for me, so I'm like, let's make it fun and bright. So yeah, this one I did this morning. I want to do another one for stream because that was quite fun, and we'll do that together as I kind of chit chat while I do it. And if you have questions while I do things, you can feel free to ask away. Actually, let me turn on my let me watch the chat from my phone, so it'll be a little easier for me, so I don't always have to like glance up to my computer screen. So yeah, we're doing something like that. I'll zoom out. You don't necessarily need to see it close up. It's nothing all that detailed, so cool. Yeah, I found doing this was really kind of fun. It was a bit challenging too when I did it, because I'm used to like very strict rules when I'm making stuff, right? Because because mostly I do copper plate. So when you're doing copper plate, there's a lot of very specific things that like and rules you need to follow. So like not doing those things. This one is this alphabet. So that's the E, that's the R, that's the I, and that's the N. But I think for this one, I think I want it to be more boxy because this one's like really smooth. But this one's like a bit more like graphic. Is that the word I want to use? Sure, let's go with graphic. Why not? So I have all my schmutz. It's here. So the first thing that I'm gonna want to do is, actually, if it's my whole name, that's E-R-I-N. I need one more circle. This one was 3, so can it stretch to 4? I think it can stretch to 4. Yeah, we're good. So we're gonna do this. We have our 4th circle. Very fun. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. So essentially, it's just rotating the paper around until I get a circle. So I'm going to use this pencil first. It's I think it's a fabric pencil, to be honest. I think this is for like when you're marking on like fabric, because I got it at a fabric store. Stay put. Yeah, I got it at a fabric store, and it's just like a white pencil lead, I suppose, inside, so that I can write on black paper and you see it. So I'm just gonna do maybe this first quadrant. Yeah, I'll do this first quadrant, and I'll start with the letter E. So how did I do this? I've done like this, like this. The thing is, when they're straight lines with no curve, you automatically see when it looks crooked, you know? So let me try that again. So we're going down, triangle up like this, here, and then here. And then we'll do that again. And then I'm going to continue with my R and stuff. Very cool. This is much more relaxing than my trying to get everything set up before. Yeah, today was a good day though, I have to say. It was nice. I finally got to hit the salon, hence the coif, and my hair color being back to what it was before. Not that I don't like my reddishy color hair, but I've been enjoying the blonde, platinum blonde thing that I've had going on for a little while now. And I've gotten so used to having short hair now that when it grows out too much, I feel like it's like a toupee on my head. It feels like like a wig. It's so much because I have really thick hair. So going to the salon finally, because I don't know where anyone else is, but personally, where I am, things have been closed for the non-essential shops have been closed since 6 weeks, 8 weeks now, something like that. So thankfully I had a cut like a couple weeks before the second lockdown. But when your hair is normally like this short, like she buzzes it in the back, and like it's essentially like a quote guy cut that I get done. Not having your haircut for 2 months makes a big difference. So I was going a little crazy. I was almost at the point of going like, whatever, I'm just gonna shave it all off. I don't know if I like them that close together. I think I'm gonna email this. But yeah, so that was nice. It's like an indulgence for me going to the salon, because like before, when I was younger, I never went to the hairdresser. It was always my mom who cut my hair. Like, cause frankly, like we didn't have like $60 to drop on a hairdresser when I was growing up, so it's definitely like a treat, but I do enjoy going. It's so nice, and I'm happy that I'm able to, which is good. Sorry, I'm just looking for my line. I don't know where it went. It's here. There we go. Yeah, it's been you know, it's one of those things, like going to the hairdresser is like, it's kind of weirdly cathartic. So it's like, oh, you know, like this year's been tough. I'm happy that I was able to go, and you know, you take a couple hours for yourself. And I get to talk to some other people in like person, which is fun. Cause like I've been taking staying home pretty seriously. Like I don't know how it is where everyone else is, but for me personally, like I have been taking it really seriously. So like I really don't go outside my apartment like almost ever unless I'm taking a walk. So like being able to go out somewhere is, even if it's just the hairdresser, is a good thing for like my sanity. All right, so so I have some fun colors, and I was gonna use white, which I have just in my other bottle, and I think I'm gonna use the green first, the peacock green. So I have like a little color palette. I know there's already was color in it from a previous thing, but it's so dried in there. I'm like, I don't really, and honestly, I don't really care if it mixes that much. It's fine. It's not gonna kill me. But yeah, other than that, what did I do today? So I went to the hairdresser this afternoon. That was good. This weekend I did a bit of a rezhuzh of my, you can see it over my shoulder. Up there I have my little displays of stuff that I can do with the calligraphy. And I needed to get something up there, and I took it down. I was like, oh my god, she's very dusty. So I was like, you know what, let me just take a bit of time. So I took everything down and I cleaned it and I Windexed everything, and I put everything back up again, and I made it a little bit of a different display. It brings me back to my old days in retail where I had to do facing and redo my displays every so often, so like clients wouldn't get bored of what would be in the store when they would come, because we had a lot of regulars at the store I used to work at. So you know, no one wants to shop when it always looks the same, right? Such a nice color. I really like it. So you're going to be seeing me use a different tool that I don't normally use, which is a straight pen holder instead of an oblique one. So I think this should be thick enough. I don't think I added too much water. Gouache is, what I'm using is gouache. Gouache is usually pretty forgiving. So we'll see. We shall see. It's going to be a lot of me rotating the paper. It's going to go round and round. Make that line thick too. Do you see my hair? Oh, you only see, okay. I have to make sure I don't go too far forward. Cool. Noted. There we go. Although I'll take the white thing out of here because it's throwing off my white balance like pretty hardly. There we go. It takes a while to get into the groove. I also have to make sure I'm not losing my circle line. If you see me staring. I might like the more organic line ones versus these like really harsh lined alphabets more. But you tell me. Once they're dry, I'll probably end up putting this like on my Instagram or something. Like I'll be like, hey, which one's better? Which one do you like? Doesn't really look like much of an E anymore, eh? Which I think is kind of the point, which is why this homework was like super interesting. Because again, I'm so used to doing like very regimented type of writing. So when I'm asked to do something that's like so different, my brain sometimes is like, but this isn't how this is supposed to work. It's supposed to be a different way. It's like not the most even in the world, but that's all right. I think that was the forgiving part of doing the more organic shapes in my one that I did this morning, is that even if it's not exactly the same, the overall vibe is very similar. Whereas this one is like, it's because the lines are so straight, there's like nowhere to hide. And this is why it's his homework, not an actual piece for someone. Do I want to go for the neon pink right away? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do that. I think that'll be fun. So do that. Because it's really a fun neon pink. It's actually surprising that I can get like such a really intense color on here. Because like, it's very pink. It's almost like a Barbie pink. Sorry, I spilled a little bit of paint on my desk. There we go. Right. Should I put this over here so I don't have to reach so far? So I put my finger directly into my turquoise. what else did I do today? Oof, did the normal boring of answering emails. I'm telling you, I was trying to think, like, I know that the thing is, like, when you're streaming, you should always be talking. But I'm discovering that I lead a pretty boring life these days. I don't really do much. I have, however, been watching a lot of Stargate SG-1, which has been really quite fun, actually, because I haven't watched that show in a very long time, and I don't think I've ever finished all 10 seasons. So I recently got a VPN, so I've been able to watch things that are not on Canadian Netflix. One of them being Stargate. So I'm very much enjoying kind of the nostalgia of going back and watching those. It's actually kind of nice because I like when watching older shows from like late 90s, early 2000s. There's a very distinct style that I've seen that I think might be kind of coming back, because shows back then you didn't have only 8 episode seasons, right? You had like 22 or like 18 to 22 episodes per season, right? So when you have shows that are like that long, you have to fill up the time with something, right? You have to fill up the time with like maybe like Monster of the Week or Battle of the Week or whatever the case may be. And I kind of miss that a little bit in modern TV, because there's a lot of I was talking to my husband about this, and it feels like there's a lot of character building that gets made in those types of episodes, right? Those Monster of the Week episodes, where you really get to know the characters and you get to know like how they behave and all that kind of thing. You get to know them, versus like a really, really tight story where you kind of have to make sure that, like, people care. Oh, whoops, I went the wrong way. So I don't know, I've been kind of enjoying that type of storytelling. It's super interesting. Oh, I went the wrong way again. It's because I keep wanting to do the R the way it normally is. There we go. It has some hot pink. Yeah, so that's been nice. I actually made it through to the 10th season now, which is kind of crazy, because I think I only started watching it 3 weeks ago. I've been motoring through because I just kind of leave it on, because it's one of those shows that, like, a lot of it you can tell what's going on by the sound design, so you don't necessarily need to actively watch the show to understand like what is happening, or at least for me anyways. And everyone, like, there's a lot of exposition, so people talk about what's happening a lot. So you don't have to be focused. Like, it's not needed necessarily. Do I want white or do I want purple? I think I want white. So I'll bring over, actually, I will zoom out and show you what I will be using. I'm fancy and I have an ink stirrer, which is fun. So I'll turn it off while I open up the lid, if I can. So in here is a magnet in the pot, and I turn this on, and then it starts to stir, because there's another magnet in this guy that spins this guy, so that means it's always mixing. So because it's always mixing, the reason why this one needs to always be mixed is because the paint tends to separate from the water. So, and I don't feel like sitting there and mixing it all the time, especially for that type of amount. So I just kind of threw it in there with a magnet on the bottom. Did it that way. The one thing I've never thought about, but I'm like, now I'm thinking about it because the nibs are metal and there's a magnet in the bottom. I'm like, I wonder if this can get magnetized. I don't know. These look like little flags. But yeah, I'm in season 10 of Stargate right now. And they are doing some crazy shit. Like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Sam Carter and Daniel Jackson solving mysteries and having adventures, but there's like a really intense big bad that they have to battle, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, I don't know how they're possibly going to win. Like, it's so much more intense than any other like season I've seen. Like, the odds are so horribly not in their favor. That I'm like, there's one like quote like magic technological device that would be the solving of all of their problems. So I'm gonna do it like this because I keep missing it. Like, I can kind of understand why this would be their last season, because legitimately, like, I have no idea how they're gonna win. Like, I don't get it. But yeah, it's like the big bad is like these. They're called like the Ori, and they're like. If anyone's watched Stargate, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But they're like these ascended beings that are like the bad guys. So they live on another plane of existence. It's like very meta. And like very like I have a sneaking suspicion like possibly the writers were maybe like, I don't know, like, I don't know if they want to say atheist or agnostic, but like I feel like a lot of them had a lot of issues with religion, just from the way that there are certain characters that are portrayed, because the Ori are essentially like fanatical religious people, right? It's like a cult. So I'm wondering if whoever came up with that, I'm like, did you have a family member in a cult or something? Like, what is happening? Like, this feels very personal all of a sudden. So yeah, that's what I've been like going through right now. And then after that, like, I have no idea what I'm going to watch. Because a lot of times while I'm working, I like having something on that's not just music. Not always though. Sometimes music is exactly what like I need, and specifically like without lyrics or just no music at all, can be also very nice. Allows me to concentrate. But sometimes if I'm doing something like this, or just kind of like a homeworky type of vibe, or something that's just like a practice, or like, I just like having like voices in the back. It's like I said, I used to work in a store, so I'm used to having like talking. So it's nice to have like, it's kind of like people around me are having a conversation and I can just kind of listen in. Although, like I said, sometimes I do work in complete silence and I don't realize I'm doing it until I'm like, oh, I haven't turned anything on in the past like 6 hours, and I've been like the most productive I've ever been. So it's possible I should probably do that more often, to be honest. But yeah, like for other shows and stuff, like I think I might want to go and like start from scratch and start from the beginning for maybe Supernatural, because I've yet to go through all of the seasons. I watched it when it was on TV because I'm that old, and I was able to watch it right when it was on, like actually playing on I think UPN perhaps, Fox. Actually, I don't remember what network it used to be on. But yeah, I used to watch it like religiously. I don't remember what season I got up to until I lost track of what was going on. And I know that the last seasons, I think it just finished. And I think the last season's also up on Netflix. And if not, then by the time I get there, I'm sure it would be. But again, always on Netflix America, so. I think I might start going on that. Because like I don't want to watch, like there's so many things that are so like intense on TV these days that frankly like I just want to watch something that like, you know, the good guys are going to win in the end. And I think that's kind of refreshing. All right. Where shall I put my fix? Or I can just put a blob right on my paper. Let's pick that up. No one saw anything. But yeah, I've heard that Supernatural gets like a little crazy, which I'm not surprised. It also gets like really meta, which I do remember. I think on TV, I think I got up to like season 7. Let's see, are you pigmented enough to show up? Is the question. I might have to add more paint. I don't think it's pigmented to show up on camera or just even in person. I might add, actually, before I do that, let me add a little white. Since I have it already nicely mixed. Add a little white to it, it'll help it pop on the page a bit more. Yeah, it's better. It's not exactly the hairlines I was looking for, because it's a bit goopy and thick, but it's all right. I will make do. Again, this is only homework, so if anything, it's actually good that I'm seeing this happen, because like it's good to know. It's kind of interesting actually from the top, because I'm just looking at it like letter by letter. If you can even call these letters. when I look at my screen, it's really interesting. I think I'll leave it zoomed out. Zoomed in, it doesn't look as good. Zoomed out looks pretty cool though. It kind of looks like a bunch of sticks just together. Yeah, I'm trying to remember now from Supernatural like where I got to, and I have a feeling, yeah, like I said, I think I got to like probably something like season 7. Like I remember Castiel being ambiguously good or bad. I'm not sure. There was like an angel war. Like I don't know how they kept on TV for as long as they have, to be honest. Like I don't know how like the writers could keep pulling like material out of their butts to like write. It's like crazy to me. Because I had been watching there's a podcast by oh my god, he used to play Lex Luthor on Smallville. Now I'm losing my brain and I don't remember what his name is now. Anyways, him, Michael something. Anyways, I've been listening to some of his podcasts and he's friends with the guys who are on Supernatural, because I think, was it Jared Padalecki was it Jared? No, Jensen Ackles guest starred on Smallville as Lois Lane's boyfriend or something like that, I think. And so they have kept in touch and they were very good friends, so they were on the podcast sometimes, and they had been interviewed, and it was actually really interesting. There was one with Jared Padalecki where he was talking about like his mental health problems and stuff, which has been really, like, it was really interesting to hear. So you never think of celebrities having like issues, right? Like you don't hear normally like the famous people talking about like anxiety issues and anxiety problems. That was really, really interesting. But they're also talking about how I think those, like the two of them, Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki, like really actually enjoyed working on Supernatural, which is super fun because like you always hear about or see celebrity interviews like after they've been on something for a really long time and like they just like shit on the show that they were on. Like I had recently seen something on TikTok where it was like, you know, what's your favorite interview moment that you've seen or something, and someone had stitched an interview with two people from the Glee cast. I don't remember their character or their actor names because I didn't watch Glee that much, but essentially they hated it. It was like the worst thing they'd ever done, kind of. That was the vibe. Like just not good, and it's like kind of disappointing to see because like regardless of their feelings of the show, like unless it was like, I don't know, abuse or something behind the scenes, unless it was something like that, like at the end of the day, like those shows gave them their fame. So it's always like a bit disappointing when I see celebrities do that. Like again, unless there's some sort of like really big like scandal of like, you know, someone was abused, then like, you know what, shit on that show all you want, like it's fine, you do you. It's all good. I think this is just my opinion though, so. Well, that's kind of fun. think on that note, I think that'll be where I end my stream today. I think it's kind of fun. I like the end result here. It was a fun exercise. I prefer my one from the morning, so this is good to know for me that I like the more like organic looking ones with like swoops and swirly whirls in it better than like the ones that are fully straight and like looking kind of mechanical. Because this to me, like, it kind of just looks like sticks shoved together. But many possibilities with this though. Kind of fun. Kind of fun. I'll center it in my little border. But yeah, all right, cool. So yeah, thank you for tuning in on my Monday stream. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. And yeah, I hope that you have a good rest of your evening. And I'll sign off.